Well, it's time now for our international press review, and for that I'm joined on set now by Erin Ogunkoye. Hi, Erin.
Hi, Axie.
You're starting with those extraordinary images from Libya, devastating floods on Sunday night.
Yeah, that's right, Axie. After Morocco, unfortunately, now Libya. More than 5,200 people are confirmed dead in the city of Derna alone, according to the New York Times, which of course also features a before and after image of the city of Derna on its front page. The Times compares, indeed, the earthquake in Morocco to this tropical storm Daniel in Libya, citing an analyst who points out that the two were felt in profoundly different ways in both countries. On the one hand, earthquakes are unpredictable, while tropical storms can be forecast in advance. The New York Times says, though, that Libyan authorities still had no serious plan to monitor dams, to warn residents, or to evacuate them, and this even though the vast majority of Libya's population lives in coastal areas.
And there's also something to be said here for Libya's chaotic political situation.
Yeah, that's what French paper Libération focused on this morning, Haxie. It made the front page today. Now, it talked about how Libya's political divisions have made dealing with the aftermath of Storm Daniel even worse, especially since the 2011 revolution and the subsequent death of then-dictator Muammar Gaddafi. Now, power is split between two rival governments, as it says in the article that accompanies it. They're constantly forced to grapple with infighting between armed groups and politicians whose only priority is to stay in power, no matter how much that negatively affects the population, according to the paper. But of course, when it comes to extreme weather, politics is not the only way to the only thing to blame. The Washington Post this morning published a piece examining how a new branch of science known as extreme event attribution allows us to connect severe weather events, including the flooding in Libya, to climate change. Now, it says that the vast majority, 70% to be precise, of extreme weather events since that researchers have reviewed since 2011 were shown to be more likely to occur or more severe precisely because of human-caused global warming.
And Erin, today, the 13th of September, marks 30 years since the signing of the Oslo Accords. What are the papers saying today?
Not much positive, Haxie. The Economist argues that 30 years on, the promise of Israeli-Palestinian peace remains as elusive as ever. Perhaps nothing went wrong, the British magazine wonders, arguing that the Accords worked as the way that they were supposed to, that is to say, not to work at all. Now, the editorialist in this piece blames that on several factors, including the fact that negotiators simply couldn't agree on some of the thorniest issues from the very start, including the status of Jerusalem. So because of that, they simply deferred them and agreed instead simply on interim steps, which obviously are not meant to last. Now, the left-wing Israeli online outlet 972 magazine says that all relevant parties saw something in the Oslo Accords that others did not. Each side then kind of trying to gear the agreement to fit its own vision. That said that led to often contradictory political aims on both sides. The piece does, it's worth mentioning, take specific aim at Israel's far-right, Haxie, which it says sees the word of the Bible as literally and historically true, that God granted Jewish people all of the modern-day West Bank. And it says that means other considerations, including democracy, international law, and humanity, were not even a consideration and thus cannot last.
Erin, American papers today, meanwhile, buzzing about yet another impeachment saga, but this time it's not Donald Trump.
Yeah, this time it is Joe Biden, as you can imagine. Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy unilaterally decided to move forward with an impeachment inquiry into Joe Biden for rumors, and I say rumors, not any proof, of influence peddling and corruption. Time magazine suggests in this piece that it's because McCarthy is scared. Now, scared of what? This piece argues that it's that his speakership is far more in peril than many would think, due largely to another looming government debt debate, which could lead to another major government shutdown. And the suggestion is that this impeachment inquiry then provides much-needed distraction for McCarthy in any case, and also offers a nod to the far right of the Republican Party that McCarthy so depends on. Now, the Wall Street Journal published an opinion piece into this investigation, into this inquiry this morning, reminding readers that opening an inquiry isn't a vote to impeach, but the editorial board argues that the partisanship that's put Congress in danger of turning the serious sanction of impeachment into the new censure, basically meaning that impeachment risks becoming a statement of rebuke rather than a threat of removal. The piece says that the bar for removing a president obviously should be set high tie and not just a way to express disagreement.
Okay, well, Erin, you're finishing with an exciting space discovery involving the possibility of life on other planets.
Yes, I love the James Webb Telescope, which was inaugurated last summer. It's had spectacular photo after spectacular photo and super interesting findings. Now, today, or earlier this week, they found evidence of carbon-based molecules in the atmosphere of a suspected ocean world. Now, that ocean world is actually called exoplanet K218. It's about twice the size of Earth, and it's only 120 light years away, which isn't actually too far. Now, it's apparently full of liquid water, which obviously is a vital ingredient for life, or at least life as we know it here on Earth. The findings also, though, showed something that could be even more exciting. That is dimethyl sulfide, DMS, which on Earth is actually only produced as a byproduct of life, specifically by phytoplankton. Now, I will say that scientists have cautioned, are urging that we should be cautious about this second finding because that detection is far less certain than the first one, the presence of carbon molecules. They're hoping that more observations should be able to confirm or reject it in the coming months.
If anyone ever wants us to relocate there, they'll probably have to think about renaming it.
Yeah, it's complicated. More complicated than Earth.
Erin Ogunkeye with a look through the day's top stories in the international press. Thank you very much.